right. Let's see. We're starting the stream stuff.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Coach Bob, Deb, Lisa Marie, Kai, Melody, Daniel, Jody, John. John popped up. I don't know how he skipped everybody. Oh, because he raised his hand.
He's
There you
raised
go.
his hand, so he's now up to the front here, or moved to the front of the line, so to speak. All right. Well, welcome,
I've
welcome, welcome,
I've I've
everybody.
I've heard about those personality types.
oh, okay. John, wait a minute. Let's, okay. Yeah, okay. He's definitely getting into it. Well, welcome, 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 everybody. It is Thursday, May 9th, 2024, and it is time for the Inner Circle. We're happy to have you on board with us. And we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. It's 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, or whatever time it happens to be where you are because you are watching us right now. Um, Big shout out to everybody promoting the Hollis YouTube channel. We are now up to 7,182 subscribers.
Whoop whoop.
Almost there to the 7,200. And then the 7,300. And then the 70. And then the 10,000. And then the 1 million. Small amounts
Hundred
of
thousand.
numbers.
100,000.
100,000. Okay. Well, see,
Get that first plaque.
that's the first plaque is the 100,000.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll do that. Then we'll shoot for that and we'll definitely shoot for beyond.
Hey, Peter and Linda. Hi, Lucas.
All right, so we're going to get started with the inner circle in just a quick second. Just want to remind everybody if you want to chat with Robert. Oh, and we do have a new person who is, I don't know if she's here yet or not. I don't see her there, but I know that she said she wanted to come. Is Diane Quatrano. She is officially now an inner circle member.
Whoop whoop.
So welcome, Diane. We are so glad to have you
Hercules.
with us.
Hercules.
And for those of you that want to participate, we've got 3 hands raised, which is really good. If you want to raise your hand or if you want to ask a question, you can do that very easily in the YouTube or the Zoom chats. Or if you want to ask Robert directly, go ahead, put your cursor in the middle of the screen on Zoom, click on the reactions button at the bottom of the screen, and then click on raise hand like our 3 people, Kai, Bob, and John Tier have. If you don't see that reactions button at the bottom, then look for the more button. It's the one with the 3 dots, and then click on the reactions after you click on the more button, and then click on raise hand, and we will call on you because that is what we do with Inner Circle. This is where you get the chance to talk with Robert more directly, more personally. So without further ado, let's do it. Let's get going. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Hollis!
Thank you so much, Craig, the hostess with the mostest. I seen Arlene jump on here as well. Hello, each and every one of you. I love my inner circle people big time. And I yeah, today, if you heard a little bit about what we're going to do today, is when I got involved with yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this person, but his name is Warner Earnhardt. And this was way back, way back, way back in the day. And that's where my mentor learned all this stuff about NLP, critical thinking, just really, really, really deep stuff. And so when I met Bill and he started sharing, personality traits with me and NLP, neuro linguistic programming, all these other things, we had a 2-day seminar just on communication. And then we had a 5-day seminar. I've been to 4 of them that for 5 days, all you worked on is understanding who you are in your personality and how it interacts with other people. So, it was Matt. Let's give Matt kudos. He brought this up. He thought it would be a really neat thing to cover. And so, how many of you, if you haven't, Craig and Matt and I all went into our podcast yesterday to talk about this as well. And I think it was one of the funnest podcasts that we've done. And so it's really, 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 really cool. And a lot of people, I'll tell you the reason I wanted to throw this in here, and Matt again came up with the idea, so he gets all the credit. It's really easier to figure out how you're going to go, how you're going to go after your plan if you know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And like I've said before, what excited me most about this was me understanding the other 15 personality traits, that I could get good and effective enough to listen and immediately see, oh, they're this personality. Bill, for simple people like me, broke them down into colors. And I know that for some people that don't know this, um, Big Al Schroeder, there's a number of books out there that Big Al Schroeder wrote about he's got a little comic book kind of thing. All his books are really cool. I like them on personality traits. But my personal story, if you guys didn't hear it on the podcast, was that, me understanding who I was did two things for me. One, it made me realize that I wasn't a weirdo, that that there was a group of people that thought and acted like I did. And so when all of a sudden you think that you're a misfit from Misfit Island, and then they tell a bunch of people with your personality trait to go into a corner or a part of the room, and there's other people and you're looking at them, you're going, wow. And so, we're just going to immediately dive into this. I just think it's a great, great thing. And before we go any further, I'm going to actually turn it over to my incredible son, Matthew Hollis, because I know he's got some stuff that he wants to share with you guys. And then we'll go right into Q&A.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Thanks,
How you doing,
Dad.
my son?
Doing good, doing good. Yeah, I mean, yesterday for the people that got to see the podcast and stuff that we were doing, that was pretty awesome. We like went through our own personality types and stuff like that, and shared them with you guys. So if you don't know what our personalities are, you can watch that and you'll now know what type of people we are. We kind of like put it all out there. So,
Yeah.
but like as far as the personality tests and stuff go, I think that it's one of those things that allows you to kind of like, I'm a huge advocate for like diving more into who you are as a person. And this just gives you like one of those really big opportunities to do that. So I feel like every person should do this. And then once you do it, you'll notice how quickly you'll be like, oh, I want my family members to do this. I want my friends to try it. You'll just start recommending it to everyone because it kind of helps you like identify and understand them better, which is like,
I never
what a
thought,
powerful tool that is.
I never thought of this, Matt. For people that really enjoy this, and for only the people that enjoy it, because we know that not all personalities will, wouldn't this be a cool gift to give somebody?
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like
You could just say, hey, you should take this personality trait like Matt did. He took it, went and made sure that he got personality traits from everyone that he was interacting with.
Yeah,
So
I'm like a huge advocate for that. It's like the
yeah,
moment something benefits me, I don't know who I get this from, but the moment something benefits me, I tend to want to like share it with the people that are close to me and the people in my circle. And so like, I don't know, in a lot of ways it helps you like identify the parts of your personality too that you might have had that you didn't like, and you realize they're not negatives, they're positives. They're like an element of who you are. But maybe society or your upbringing or something told you, hey, don't be this way, be this way
yeah,
instead. And you've been fighting against maybe your personality your whole life, which is unfortunate, but a lot of people get stuck there, right? Where they're
right.
just trying to figure themselves out, but it's more based off of like everybody else's opinion of them than it is of their own. And so like I said, am a huge advocate for going into these tests, kind of like trying to figure yourself out, seeing what like connects it with you and what doesn't. You just go to 16personalities.com to do this. Uh, Pull it up for you guys here.
I did put it in the chat.
Perfect. Yeah. So this is 16 personalities. All you got to do is click
Takes a
take the
short
test.
time. Takes
Yeah.
no, even me, somebody that's squirrel.
Right.
I was able to complete it without getting distracted.
Yeah. So just go through. You'll see. It's like, do you regularly make new friends? Agree. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. I tend to agree with that. So like this is how it works, right? And the thing is a lot of people will try to answer some of these questions on what they think people would expect or want them to be instead of
or wish
going
or
with your
what or
gut.
what they wish they were.
I think that it's fine to answer questions that way though, because that's something that you are, right? If you want to be that, obviously it's important enough to you. But I would also ask yourself, where'd you get that? Is that something that you came up with yourself, or is it something that's people have been like hammering into you your whole life, right? It's like, oh no, you have to be an extrovert. You have to be this. You have to be talkative or big in groups or whatever. And it's like that not everybody needs to be that. Actually, it
Right.
would be really bad if all of us were that. So
Yeah, when I tell people, get excited, get excited. My mentor told me to get excited. And
right.
then I do the test and find out that I'm an entertainer. Uh, I don't know how I hid it when I was young. And then I got to thinking about that. Did I hide it? Um,
No,
I
it
got
probably
in
just wasn't
trouble. I
acknowledged.
got in trouble and put in prison for stealing a beer semi truck and throwing a party. Um,
Right.
maybe it was, and I always built race cars to beat everybody's ass.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think when you take the test too, like you're saying, Dad, you start to realize and ask yourself these questions, which is very good to do. Like
Yeah,
asking yourself, was I always this way? Or when did this kind of start? When did these things become like more important to me? Right?
right,
And so I honestly think that as you start to learn those things and share them with like the community and the inner circle here and the imaginators, not only will it help us help you, but we're going to go in and show actually with AI how you can learn what paths and which ways might benefit you the most for what you want to do.
right,
Right? Because AI now is this massive tool where we've already shown you can ask it, okay, I'm an ENTJ and I want to be a network marketer. What would be the best avenues for me to succeed in network marketing as an ENTJ? And it actually will write out some question or answers for you. And you could always keep asking it further. It's like, okay, what about this route? What do you think of Facebook? What do you think of this? What do you think of that for my personality? So I recommend trying it, and then asking GPT about it. But I think what would be really fun is if we had somebody here that already has taken the test, and maybe we use you, Dad, as an example, but like someone that's taken the test or can take the test while we're on here, and then kind of bring them in and do that back and forth with AI and with you,
right.
Dad, on how to do that. So, with that said, yeah, if any, I already see some hands raised. If you guys have taken the test, please post it in chat, whether it's
Yeah.
on YouTube or here. Your ENTJ, I'm ENTJA. My dad's, and what are you, Dad?
I'm dyslexic.
No.
Um, I am an ESFP-A.
Okay. So he's
That will,
assertive entertainer.
yes.
So yeah, guys, go ahead and go take the test if you haven't. I think I don't know if we want them taking it right now or you want them to just be on here for a bit, but I definitely would recommend taking the test without
I'll totally,
distractions.
yeah, I'll totally leave that up to anybody. The biggest reason that I wanted to share this with you guys is not only have I done it to so many people in the past. I know that Melody, if she can speak, I know that when she really started understanding her and, like she said, her kids, I really seen her blossom. I really seen her, bloom, because more than anything, when you see things that are your weaknesses, you notice that they call them weaknesses and not negatives. But I think people will go, oh, this is my negatives. No, this is your weaknesses. Thank God. And I mean this, whether you believe in that entity or not, man, it would be freaking boring for all of us to be the same. And
Yeah,
if
I would
there's,
also say too,
yeah,
Dad, like having any forms of weaknesses, and we were talking about this even on the podcast yesterday, like those weaknesses in so many ways can be so subjective because in certain situations you can see how they can be superpowers. Like
yes. Oh,
if you're confident in who you are, or say it says like you could be bullish in your ideas or whatever, that benefits something. Say you're doing
yeah,
something for charity or trying to get a movement to happen that benefits people's lives. You need people like that in those movements for it to be a success. So I think as you guys take the test and read the negatives, kind of like think of it too of like, okay, are these things still affecting me? And if they are, if you feel comfortable enough, please bring them up in the inner circle, because my dad can help you with that on here,
yeah,
and then some of them, it might even be like thinking of things in a different way, right? Like rephrasing things, or it's like, okay, I deal with this weakness or that weakness. And Dad, you said this yesterday, but it's like, okay, if you deal with a weakness or whatever, it in a sense, it's not always a bad thing. It can be a superpower. And so I think it's a
yeah.
reminder to everybody here that that's the case. So
Yeah, and we want you guys to we want to use AI, and we want you to really understand that you can use this to target. One of the things I know with me and Coach Bob has gone back and forth on things. And one of the biggest things they tell you in marketing is that in marketing that you have to very clearly define your target, and that's called an avatar. And when me and Bob have gone back and forth, if his personality isn't mine, that could be a reason that Bob would rather just do SEO and advertising, driving people to a page to buy things.
I would too, most of the time. Like that's
Yeah,
how I
see
work,
what I
right?
mean? And I'm like, no, you need to find other people that are entertainers. And when I think about this test, an entertainer is pretty self-sufficient. You know what I mean?
Self-sufficient.
They're, if that's a word.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, because this really gets me to understand that if you end up sponsoring someone like Candace Bird Davis, then they're going to pick their path and just go. And you can be waving your hands all you want. Hey, if you want to really, really, really impact a lot of people, maybe you should change the way you do the business. Well, if she's gotten results from doing the business the way she does it, that's pretty difficult to change. So I'm glad she's in my group. So it's pretty cool. So Craig, we'll turn it over to you. Let's answer some questions, and we'll just let it come about where it comes about.
Sounds good. Now, Melody just did raise her hand. Melody,
Oh, I
I'm
did
going
ask
to
her. Let's
let's go ahead and ask her to unmute and please share, and then we'll go ahead and hit it off with Kai Al, Coach Bob, and John Tier. So, Melody, go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
Hello, everybody. It's so wonderful to hear your voices today. I love this. This personality test, when I first took it, Robert, you suggested it. I know Robert Hollis Jr. was on me about doing it to just to give you a better understanding of who I was and how to talk to people. And I had no idea. At that time, I was recently a mom and a dad, single
Mhm.
mom, just lost my husband, and raising three teenagers, it was nuts. And I found myself like taking on not just my own personality, but almost like my husband's type of, or attempting to act like him when he was communicating with the kids, which
Very
was totally
interesting.
different. And this helped me realize this is not working real fast, because I think the most important part of this is, we say to understand who we are and to find out our strengths and weaknesses, or I hate that word, weakness. The things that we
I think she got muted.
There
There
she
we go.
is.
I was yeah, sorry, my phone is going crazy
No
here.
problem, Melody.
So this really allowed me to understand my children better and what personality types they were and how to communicate most effectively to them in a way that they would respond um, a lot better than they did prior.
Right.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. Like that's
Right?
one of those big things, isn't it, Melody? Is it's like we're all trying to communicate in our own language, and that is where this tool can be so helpful to find out like your friends and family and the people that are close to you, like more about them, because you then are now communicating in the language that's for them. It's like learning their love languages, right? It's like we're
Right.
so comfortable like communicating our own love language, like mine's acts of service. So I'm always doing all of these things, right? Like cleaning things or picking things up or doing all this stuff. I get that from my mom, of course. But like,
Yeah.
but that's one of my love languages. It's not one of Hannah's love languages. So if I'm doing all of those things, they're kind of just, I'm doing them for my own satisfaction. They're not like falling on completely deaf ears, but it's the same, right? Where it's like, okay, as you have children, figuring out their personalities. My dad knows my personality, right? And I know his, and we have for a while. So it's kind of like it's interesting because once you know, it's like, oh, this is so helpful, right? In
Yeah. And
communicating.
even,
Absolutely.
and again, I just think the most important thing in the world for everyone is just a level of awareness to really understand why you are who you are. And then again, like in the greatest miracle of the world is just to proclaim your uniqueness and figure out exactly how you can best function with who you are.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I love that has every personality has all the people that are successful in every personality. which is
That's a fact. Yeah,
yeah.
you can't take this personality test and like scroll to the bottom and see the celebrities and not go, or
Ah,
certain characters or certain things and not go, okay, there's hope for me then.
yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
not only will you see those people, but there'll be people in there that have not just done good things, like become successful, but people that have like changed the world with
Yeah.
your personality type, right? So it's like, yes, you could have a personality type of a person that's maybe bad, but then you could also have a personality type of someone that changed the world for the great, right? Like who was it that had Martin Luther King Jr.
I
Out of
think it
the
was
three of us?
Robert.
I think it was Dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was Robert who had that.
I don't remember.
It was either you or it was my mom. One of you guys, right? But yeah, you see that stuff and you go, okay, there's something there to strive for. Don't like beat yourself up because not everybody's that great, but strive for it, best you
Right.
can.
No, you know
Yeah.
what?
And
It was Terry, I
I
think. Yeah.
I seen some people put some things in here too. Terry's personality trait changed. She went from an advocator to a defender.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
she's
that was surprising to me because it's even in different categories. Like when I seen the category was sentinels, I had to Google it
Mhm.
because I mean AI it because I didn't even know what that was. And that term is based about, you know, protecting protecting, like
Yeah, so she went from an
they're guards
advocate.
and watchmen, and they are defenders of people. And if you know anything about my wife, holy cow. I
Right.
mean, me and my son the other day, there was something on the news, and she'll get so into the defending thing that it brings her to tears. So she's seen on the news that they showed this car pull into a neighborhood, and the lady opens up a door and pushes the dog out and then shuts the door and starts driving off. And this dog is like trying to catch up to the car. If my wife could get a hold of that person, she'd go to jail.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, especially when it comes to animals, it's if people are hurting people, that's pretty interesting. She's like, well, maybe they deserved it.
Well, that's the thing with that's the thing
That's
with
Terry.
people, right? Is
Yeah.
an animal? What did an animal do?
Yeah.
But
Well, thank you, Melody.
yeah, thank you for
no,
sharing, Melody.
Thank you guys for bringing this up again. I'm excited to take it again to see how I've changed.
Yeah, that would be
And,
cool.
as I've grown, and, communication is so important.
Yeah.
And this really helps with that. So thank you so much. Love you guys.
Yeah. If you're trying to help somebody,
Love you,
wouldn't it
Melody.
be neat to ask them to take this as like a little simpler thing than telling them to read this book and get back to me? This is a little simpler thing where I think that if you told somebody, hey, I need you to take this test and then let me know what character you are, and a person's going like, wow, this person's going out of their way to find out who I am so they can better coach me and help me. That falls in that category of people don't care what you know unless they know that you care.
Right.
100.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Robert, you're talking about Terry changing. It was really interesting to see how much of a change I went through when I took it. The last time I took it was 2018, almost 6 years, really, to the day.
Wow.
And to where I
That was
am
6
nowadays.
years ago?
Oh, that's what that old one was, where I was an entertainer 6 years ago, and now I became a debater.
I think if I would have taken the test, like retaken it a year ago or 2 years ago, it would have changed, but now it would be back to commander again. Just because I think in certain times in my life, I've like talked myself into not being in the leader role as much, just because I didn't want the responsibility.
Yeah.
And now said I've
fighting your
switched it.
personality, fighting
Yeah.
your personality instead of figuring out how to turn it into something that gives you joy.
And something else to think about too, that especially at least the way that what I noticed with my changes is a lot of it could depend upon how you feel that day or at that period of time. Maybe you're a little more open to certain things, and that's what just comes up when you take these tests. And then take it a month later or two.
Are you talking about you went to a debater because of the political environment?
Absolutely.
I was just gonna say, welcome to the club, Craig. I've been a debater forever.
Yeah,
that's my
no. It's just it's a lot like when you take your how you feel during the day. Sometimes you blow a day off, or sometimes you're really in tune with. You're in the vortex. Okay, to use Abraham Hicks.
Yeah.
That day you're in the vortex, and this is how you feel that day when you take the test. But maybe in a week, there might be a slight change. When I changed in, I think, 3 of the 5 categories, if you look at a chart that you get sent to you, and it was a complete opposite side. Whereas maybe some of them changed just a little, like maybe a couple of percentage points. So yeah, I mean, but the nice thing is, like Matt and Robert have shared, it is a guide. Look at it as a guide to help you to learn how to interact and what your strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah, like has anyone here taken like an IQ test?
I did, but that was years ago. That was so many years ago.
I was gonna say, this is the opposite of an IQ test. You won't go into it going like, uh-oh, what if I'm dumber than I thought?
Thank you for bringing that up.
When you go into this test, don't go into it thinking you're gonna get some bad results. There are no bad results. So
right.
Yeah, there's no winning or losing. It's not like, oh, you're in the category with the losers or the winners if you're this personality or that.
Thanks for bringing that up, Matt. I don't want people to post their personality trait in the chat here, and then you notice I'm going to not talk to you as much. No, that's
I thought that's why you
We've
did
actually-
it originally, Robert.
yeah. If you
Just
read
kidding.
my personality trait, maybe it would be cool to
You
go
want me to
through
pull it
a
up?
little bit. No,
Yeah.
we'll answer some questions. Let's answer some questions
Okay.
first. Because one of the things that when I read my personality type, it really, really, really makes me feel good because if I tell you that I love you and I care for you, when you read my personality trait, you're going to get it. You're going to say, wow, it says right in his personality trait that he cares for me.
No, I know. When we were going through it yesterday, Dad, like the amount of stuff that just kind of is like spot on for you is kind of nuts. So we were even like, hey, retake the test because we got to make sure, right?
Yeah.
And even when we got to the end of that podcast, we were even joking and being like, do you want to retake it? Because you like the results you already have. And then he retook it and got the same results. So
yeah, I not only got the same results, but again, they didn't have the A and the T. And I don't mind doing this really quick. I'll share it with you guys.
Sure.
But
everyone screenshot this.
yeah, there you go. And one of the things that really blows me away is 100% assertive. I mean, do you guys really think that I have an assertive personality trait? I mean,
No
really?
way.
Really?
It'd be interesting to see
right?
what you answered, what questions you answered that were associated with that.
Yeah, that's the thing is like you don't really know. See, like even my dad will say that he's introverted most of the time. It doesn't surprise me that he is extroverted, but not all the way.
Right.
And I think
Yeah,
that's
I
the
would have
thing
thought
is like
higher on the extrovert.
yeah, we tend to be like black and white with most things. So it's like, oh, I'm an INTJ or I'm an introvert or I'm an extrovert, right? The reality is that just like my dad just showed, when you take this test, you'll find where exactly you are in that spectrum of it. Because truth be told, like I'm probably, yes, I'm an extrovert and I don't mind talking on camera or doing any of this stuff, but I'm not someone that like goes out of my way to do it. So like I don't leave the house to get on stage or to be in front of people like maybe an entertainer would do, you know? So,
right.
Well, you said you're a commander, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, commanders are behind the scenes a lot. I mean, if you're going to take that literally, well, based on what you just said.
It normally fits in the place of leadership, like Franklin D. Roosevelt, some of these other people and stuff like that. Steve Jobs. I think it more just comes from a place of like, I don't mind being in front of a crowd of people. I don't mind talking about those things as long as I get to talk about stuff that I want to and enjoy, like I'm leading people in the right direction or sharing something that's important to me. Like I don't like talking about subjects that I'm normally not that interested in. So.
Right.
I'll just say I don't know because it can be fascinating, but I'm not into pottery, so I'm not going to really talk about pottery,
All right, so shall we bring some people on?
Yep, let's do her.
Okay. All righty. Now, John Tier, you had your hand up. Are you still wanting to speak? As it went down. Go on. Okay, I will. Thank you very much. And if you decide to raise your hand, please do so. We'll go ahead and get you on in. That being said, got Deb Carlson, Kai Au with their hands up, but before them, Coach Bob. Go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share.
Hey, good evening, Matt, Robert, Craig.
Hey, Bob. How are you, Coach Bob?
Hey.
Highly blessed and all of that jig-a-jig that you like.
I'm just gonna put it on a button and then I'll just click the button and it'll just play for every
could
person.
you do that when you have it? Yeah, I wanted to talk about that personality test that you guys were just talking about. Now,
cool.
Did you guys ever take it for another person, and then did you ever get the same results? Like, Matt, did you ever take it for your dad, and then you think, well, I thought you were a little bit better at the,
Well,
are you saying that that's interesting, Bob? Are you saying that take the test because it's free, but I'm going to guess what Coach Bob is?
Well, not guess, but I mean, yeah, we know each other, so let's try to guess. My opinion is it's like I might think, oh gosh, I'm high at this, and then it's like, well, I'd want to be high at this, but I really am not. But I'm going to grade myself high. You know what I mean? So you're
Right.
not really given a grade, and then someone else might do it and say, well, I think you're more here. So
It's interesting though, Coach Bob, because it being more high in different directions or whatever is very subjective based off of what you think is good or bad about certain things. So it kind of plays around with that because it will ask you questions as you go through it that are almost leading questions in a sense, in a way to figure out if you are that kind of person to think about those things. Because the truth is that's part of your personality. So like I think when we take the test, for somebody else, I think we're normally maybe doing like a portrayal of them, or like maybe you could be more blunt and be like, I think of this person like, okay, so say you think somebody that works from home is lazy because they don't work at a farm, right? So like me working on the computer is lazy work in comparison to working on a farm. So if someone was thinking about me as their friend and they worked on a farm, they might go, Matt's kind of lazy because he doesn't really get out.
yeah,
I
which
was
one would
that,
He
be
doesn't
right?
I
see
was,
You
the,
know what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah.
was
It's just
that,
like,
I was that ignorant when I was young. Like I said before, my wife, only has had a couple of jobs. And, one of it was data entry. And I was such a asshole. I remember this all the time coming home, and I go, "You okay?" And she said, "Ah, I'm a little tired." And I go, typing on a keyboard. Yeah, that's
Yeah, now she gets him.
gee whiz. Then I end up getting tired typing on a keyboard.
All
no,
right.
no, but I mean, wouldn't that be good if you could read people a little bit better than that, Robert? You know what I mean? Like typing on the
Yeah.
keyboard is different, so you've got to be able to read people too when you're trying to market them, right? To know where to,
Yes.
where
Yeah.
to put them, right? I mean, you can't just everyone's not the same, right?
Well,
Mhm.
that's when I got in, instead of 16 personality traits, it was broken into colors, and it was just red, blue, green, and yellow. And that's exactly what Big Al Schroeder does. And so, later on, because people kept changing it, it turned into animals. So you're either a dolphin, which is an amberable personality, a shark, red personality, a whale, which is a yellow personality, and believe it or not, a sea urchin. You know, I,
I want to be
I
the sea urchin.
but believe it or not, if you guys remember Mark Cassetta, Mark
Sure.
Cassetta actually changed it a little bit and had it on his website, and he's got videos on his YouTube channel that really explains each one. But more than anything, what it was for is, like I said in the podcast yesterday, I can
Yes.
listen to somebody, and I want to understand people so much that when people say things, I already know a personality trait they are just from the words they're using. So then that allows me to use their language. Like a quick example, if I know that a person's a whale, a yellow personality, which is like a tree hugger, we used to have these things that we could really open up people's mind. These are the people that are protesting on both sides. You know what I mean? It's like they really, really, they're nurses, they're really caregivers, and so if you could hear where someone said, I just need to know that the company is solid, that it hasn't hurt anybody, and that it's really giving back, that it's really doing stuff and giving back. And then someone that doesn't understand personalities, it was go, well, I made 15 grand last month. Uh, that's pretty much a turnoff. That person, that person doesn't want to have anything to do with you. And again, if that same shark was talking to an amberable personality, a dolphin, then you're saying like, oh my God, when you get in this community, especially when we go to the events, we just have so much freaking fun. It's just a deal. And a shark's going like, F the fun. What's your numbers? What's your numbers? You know what I mean? And then the people that are always asking, I want to know what the ingredients are.
I
Yeah,
got
that's gonna be an analytical person. You see what I mean?
right.
So I can just listen to them and then, you know, become the best of just talking their language, not through lying about who I am. Because here's another thing that we didn't talk about that I think, God, Bob, you always bring this stuff out of me. In taking those other tests, you never were 100% red with no blue, yellow, or green. When you took those tests, you had to draw a graph based on points. And you realize, wow, I have a dominant and I have a non-dominant. So of course, if you're a shark, you might not be so much yellow. And then vice versa, right? But you still have all 4 personality traits, just some less than another. And man, we figured out through the years how much this really, really focuses in on your environment. You know what I mean? The way you were brought up, who you're around, what do you do? And so when you take the personality test and you realize that the reason you're not doing what you feel like you're doing, which makes you guilty and makes you put shame on yourself and constantly beat the shit out of yourself, is because you're actually trying to do some things that maybe an entertainer does. And you could find your personality trait and go, okay, so this is how I'm going to do that.
Sure, sure. And that's why, that's why I always go back and forth with you, because I'm trying to adjust the way I do it with
Yeah.
the way you do it. So, and I want to try to get it the way you do it, but it's just not me, you know what I mean? That portion. So I have to try to get it where I feel comfortable with, where I could talk to people with. So that's what I struggle with, Robert.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not,
what you and I are going to do in figuring this stuff out, what we're going to do is I believe that you're one of these people, Coach Bob, and just say, Robert, I think you're wrong. I think that you're one of these people, as much as you can drive leads to a capture page to put enough information on them to make a decision whether or not they're going to buy CBD. I believe that you're good enough to make sure that you put a lot of people that are money oriented and recognition oriented and want to be public speakers, author, coaches. I know that you can find a way to target those people and then put them in front of my results.
that's,
And then as soon as they see those results, then now you can just say, hey, I'm going to introduce you. A lot of people that are behind people that are really, really good, like you go, well, listen, Robert and I are not only friends, but partners. And I just make sure to find the right people for Robert to have a conversation with.
right.
It's like, oh, so, you're actually making yourself sound like you're working for me.
I said we're a team. I mean, that's how
Yeah.
I kind of put it. We're working together. We're a team, Robert's team. And I'm going after now, I'm trying to yoga people. And it's good you brought that up about, because they're more like the tree huggers and right. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going after that type, it's not more or less the money, right?
It's not. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look at the group of people that are already in this company before Robert Hollis got here, and this is not judgmental at all, a lot of easygoing hippie kind of people.
Right.
Now, hippies can make money, right? But they're going to be more balanced. They're going to be more of just laid back. They're going to be more of it's like again, they're not watching Glengarry Glen Ross and ABC always be close.
Right.
And so, and when you think about that, that's when you see where the company is smart enough to say, hey, we're donating a tree for every time someone goes through the shopping cart. And this is what we're doing for battered women. This is what we're doing for children that don't have parents, that are being raised by other people in the kinship. See, I never heard that word until I got involved with MDC. I was totally unaware that the people that said, you know what, they're related to us, we'll take them in. We'll take them into our home, usually grandparents, and didn't realize that the government has nothing for them. Their family. Why? What? We don't need to do anything for you and your family. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, I know we're gonna figure it out, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I just I have to reword things, and when I talk to you, like that unbelievable, not putting that in there. Then I do the urgency, like only looking for 5 people. So I'm getting it. It's just taking some
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna really, after this weekend, there's a lot of things that I've been doing on a personal side to get ready for our ponds to fill up and do all this stuff. And I promised I'd get a video to you guys for the Imaginators on Sunday. So after this weekend, my time's going to free up so I can, because I know that me understanding all these different personality traits allows me to say the words and the things that they love to hear.
Right. And then I'm looking at. So yeah, that's awesome.
Say that last part again. You froze up on us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then we can target the right people. I can say the right wording to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to talk about money to people that are in yoga studios, or they're probably not concerned about it, but people that might have, that are looking for money, that are hard up in the places they're at.
Yeah.
That's what we want to talk about.
I knew a guy named John Valente, and he made millions and millions of dollars. And it was a company called Sea Silver, and they only had one product. And it was like a mineral drink. All your minerals is in one drink, and he got this tape called "Dead Doctors Don't Lie." There's got to be an audio of it somewhere. But the tape was about talking to dead doctors don't lie. It's like they talked to this guy, and they went to a septic tank company that sold porta potties. And the guy goes, "Why are you taking me here?" And he goes, well, the state and the government forces us out of the porta potties, that we have to clean up the waste to a certain kind of specific way before we can recycle it. And he says, so it's got to run through all these filters. And so he goes, oh, that makes sense. And he walks over there and he goes, what is this? And he goes, that's a mountain of vitamins and supplements that people are taking. And the guy goes, they're not even broke down. He goes, that's why I'm showing them to you. And they were grabbing them and reading the name of the company on. And so these people are taking, well, I'm taking vitamins and I'm taking supplements. And it's like, yeah, that's just expensive urine. You know what I mean? And so their whole pitch was around water soluble. That like our CBD and stuff, that if you take it in a liquid form or put it underneath your tongue, you're going to get 98% absorption rate instead of expensive poop. So I said all that to tell you that he's mailed, listen to this, he mailed a cassette tape of Dead Doctors Don't Lie to every chiropractor in the United States.
That must have cost a lot.
And made millions and millions of dollars. So when people came in and said, I wanted to get started, he would say, what city are you in? And then he already had a pre-printed thing. We didn't have internet back then. And he had a pre-printed thing that he could mail people with the addresses for all the doctors. And then he would sell you the stickers that went on the envelope and the cassette tape so you could mail your own stuff.
Wow. How
So,
genius.
so, you know, what he did is that's the concept behind what I do is you want to get your voluntary organization or group to imagine enough where they go into action so they supplement and double and replace their income. And now you got an army of volunteers that are not doing it for you, they're doing it for them and their family. That's a different avatar than using a product.
Right.
So good, Bob.
Thanks. Yeah, great.
So did you haven't taken the test yet?
No, I have not. I will, and I'll let you know. And then I have to watch yesterday's show. I was doing something. I got caught up doing something around the house.
I get it. We put a lot of content
Oh
up.
God, which is great. I love it, but sometimes you miss.
Yeah. So
I hate to say that. Yeah, love and appreciate you, Mac, Craig.
Love and appreciate you too.
Same.
Thanks, Coach
Love
Bob.
you too, Bob. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
All right. Robert, the book, Doctors Don't Lie, I show is Dr. Joel Wallach and Dr. Ma Lan.
That is. Now, I didn't know that they wrote a book. I wonder if you could go on YouTube and find the audio.
I did. That's what I wanted to make sure, because I have
Dr. Wallach,
link to that.
Absolutely.
I will post that in the chats, so everybody
look
out for that in just a couple minutes.
I really don't know what I think it's just good information. I think it's, why people, is there anybody that believes anymore that you shouldn't have nutritional supplements? Maybe there is still a big group of people that don't believe that. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much again, Coach Bob. All right. Up next is Kai. Kai Ao, go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
Oh my God. First of all, this goes towards everybody in this group chat. Thank you so much for placing your votes. It has been it meant a lot to me, and
people love you, man.
Thank you very much, but we're not done yet. We still got 7 days. But aside from that, just bottom of my heart, thank you very much, everybody. It was just.
And just to let everybody know, Kai, you're going to have to tell them what they're voting for. The link to the voting is in both of the chats, in both YouTube and here in Zoom.
Yes.
So tell them about it, please.
Well, it's vote for me to become Mr. Health and Fitness for the Muscle and Fitness magazine. And yes, there is a cash prize, but it is a competition. So every little vote counts. And if you choose to place more votes, there is a donation for it. For example, if you choose to purchase $25, that gives 25 votes. So, but aside from that, Robert, I just don't know how much I could thank you this week. I mean, between putting you into a group chat to some of the people that I've been talking to and have reached out to me, and everything else in between, it just means so much to me. Thank you very much.
Well, you can tell people you love them, or you can show them, and I like doing both. The one thing that I want to ask you with the contest is, can you see where the other people are in the contest?
No, I cannot. But I do know who are number 1 and number 3. I'm not going to mention any names. And the person who is number 1, I know who he is, and there's some questionable tactics going on.
Well, I know who's number 2, and the Inner Circle and the Imaginators made Kai number 2 so far. So That's pretty awesome, man. That's
And
cool.
number two is, I mean, it's a great feeling. It's like, I mean, even when I was in bodybuilding competition, win or lose, I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm happy.
I never thought about it. You're right now on the podium. That's pretty awesome, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, thank you. But most importantly, thank you very much, Robert, for all that you've been doing this week. It's just, wow. You know, I mean,
that I love doing it, man. The way to greatness is the service of people. And Kai, you've been a friend for a long time. So
and it took me a while to wake up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When you first connected with me, I did not know who you are, and I didn't even know if I could trust you.
right.
Because, like, you know, being in the network marketing for so long, I've kind of learned the, unfortunately,
Do you get to see
and,
do you get to see who voted for you?
no, I do not.
Holy cow. And you don't get to see how many times they voted?
No, I do not.
That's weird.
Maybe
Yeah,
there is a way to see it. I just don't know. I'm not. I didn't pay attention because my focus for the past couple of days have been going hard with the MDC and just concentrating on that, because I got some serious goals and major goals that need to be like pushed by August. And yeah, so that's the main goal right now. But other than that, can I see how many people voted for me? No, all I know is that they just update your post and say, oh, you're second place, you're third place, whatever.
Got it.
You know, but we're only 3 days in, so anything can happen.
Good.
And Kai, is it everybody can vote at least once a day free, right?
Correct. That is correct.
Okay.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
You mentioned that before, but I don't know if everybody heard that. So for those of us here, if you want to vote for Kai again, do it. We've got 7 more days, and you have the chance of 7 more votes to vote Kai up. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And I actually just found this out, that if you do place a purchase vote of that's totally your choice. It is a tax. It is tax deductible because it's kind of like a contest.
Yeah, they actually send you an email and let you know exactly everything. Yeah. It's legit how they're doing it. I just wish I knew exactly how many votes the next guy had. So it's like
I think
I'm like one of those guys. I'm like one of those guys, Kai, that always finds out a way to like wow, you know, I was in 3rd place, and then the contest is over and the person goes, "Oh my God, I won." Because I'm usually messing around and looking, seeing where the votes are.
I think the reason why they do it is because they know the industry and how people are in this industry, if you know what I mean. And so they try to keep that data on the wraps,
right?
So there's no manipulation or anything fishy going on.
Well, I don't know if you're part of the Inner Circle Telegram group.
I am.
If you are, why don't you constantly tell us at least where you're standing? You know, second today, and you know, that will keep reminding us, Kai.
Are you talking about the Telegram?
Yeah, are you in the Inner Circle in the Telegram?
No, I am not.
Just go to roberthollis.com /Telegram and you can join. It's the Imaginators one you're talking about, right, Dad?
Okay, can I go straight to the app and look for it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Yeah, or you could do what Matt just said, probably easier.
Okay.
Just go to roberthollis.com.
Go to the URL. It's faster.
All right.
And I just put it in the Imaginators.
Love you, and proud of you, Kai.
Thank you very much. But most importantly, thank you for helping me out these past couple of days, because I really, right now, I'm at the mentality where I just feel like I need to set myself back on square one, day one, when I first started, and just come in stupid.
Yeah, just straight out momentum, ignorance on fire, just you know, everything. That's the only way I know how to do it. You know what I mean? It's people wonder what I do, and I'm going like, if there's not a limit to the amount of people that I can connect with and give a gift away to. So
That's correct.
love you, Kai.
Thank you so much, Robert.
Okay.
Kai, thank you so very much. And I did also put the information for Kai's voting in the Telegram chat for Imaginators. So got that. So
I got a question for all you guys. Is it crazy how clear this image is? You know, Matt's helping me update everything. It's like,
I mean, it doesn't look that clear on my end, but I don't know if that's just me.
oh, you
But I
can't
know
read-
that the stream earlier was really clean.
it
Yeah.
looks clean on the way I'm seeing it.
Can you guys read things?
Yeah. Some
Oh,
of it's
okay.
a little bit blurry, but I think that's distance and focus on the camera, but it's not like it's completely out of focus like it was the other day.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Matt.
All right. Let's see. Dee Dee Aston is coming up, but first we've got Deb Carlson. Deb, go ahead, open up, and please share with us.
Okay. Grateful to be here with all you guys, and the three of you are just amazing. All the stuff that you put out, I watch all the videos every spare minute I have, so trying to get caught up. But the timing of this couldn't been better, because I really wanted to ask you, like, I have been feeling stuck because I have so many like things that I love, like so many niches or whatever. And so it's like
Sure.
getting my avatar squared away is like huge for me. So
Right.
I don't know if you saw I put up there what I was. So I just need some help defining
Got it.
my market.
Well, there's a couple of things that I want to share here, Deb, in creating. Like, see, it was crazy in that personality test that I took today. Right before I got on here, I went in and I clicked career. What should I do as a career? And there was only two things: self-employed and entrepreneur. I was going like, damn, that would have been helpful being a mechanic, because all I wanted to do is one day is not only own a car but drive a car. And I got to experience that and then check that off the list and move on. So one of the things that you want to think about is two things. One is, if you're just focused on building an organization within MDC or another company, because your goals are, I don't know if you guys seen the video that I did today, but it was, the secret behind doing nothing. That should shake some people up, because I value my freedom, and I'm a little bit of a control freak. Now, I'm not a controller of people. I just want to control everything that happens in my life, which is good and bad, like everything else, right? So when I bought into that idea that this is how much money I needed to make, and I needed to make 3,800, my mentor talked me into going for 10 grand. You know what I mean? And he just knew what it would do for me. He just knew what it would do for me. So it's really important to understand, Deb, that when I understood that I could connect with people and then promote and edify Bill and let them watch Bill's video, man, that's the only thing I mastered. So again, I knew my avatar was looking for people that wanted to make 6 figures plus. Now, according to the census and the IRS, that is 10% of the people. So with 330 million people, what is that? 33 million?
Mhm.
33 million people in the United States
Yeah.
that want to make $100,000 plus. And so here was my funny thought. What does every unmotivated, lazy, procrastinating person have in common? They know people like me. So can you guys see why I mastered getting people excited, getting them to imaginate by putting them in a theoretical example, and then working backwards and going, listen, Deb, we only have to find two. If we have someone that you personally enrolled on your left and your right that wanted to make $100,000 a year, 120,000, that puts you at 250. That puts you at 25K, 300,000 a year. That's how I think. So that's where you'll see, I always talk about, you know, we know who Taylor Swift is, but we don't know who her manager and agent is. So we know who her boyfriend is, and we don't know his manager and agent. And it's very important for a person not to need the feeling that they need to be great at all the things. See, I think, Craig, I think I've said this joke before. Maybe it's more sensitive now than ever, but people would always say, you know, who's the most successful Jewish basketball player? And people go, I don't know. Well, they're too busy owning the teams. Like when I watched Tom Brady's roast, I didn't know Addleton or whatever his name was, that, you know, was the running back and the wide receiver. I didn't know that he was a Jewish football player. They were just making fun of him the whole entire. Yeah, I'm a Jew and I play football. But one of the things that's very important, if that's what you want to accomplish, because when I tell people about MDC, I want them. What I want for you, Deb, is what I have.
Me too.
That's what I want for you. And so I know how to make that happen. So can you see where I explained the avatar that I was going after?
Yes.
And other people get in this industry, and it's only from who taught them. And it's like, listen, no, you got to sell everything in your home and buy as much product as you can. And my mind goes, you don't get paid for any more product over 100 BV. So if you were telling people to buy more than $200 worth of product, everything combined, tax rate and everything, then why not tell them to create another position under the position they have and order all the product in that number so that the upper position could make more compensation? Well, why wouldn't anybody teach that but me? Because if I get you to order $1,000 worth of product, Deb, and I'm your sponsor, that's pretty nice for me. That's
Right.
very nice for me. So I've seen people make large orders and they're going like, I'm not making any money. Well, because you get paid on the volume in your organization, not your personal volume. So that's great for your upline. That's not good for you.
Right.
All right. So then people buy lots of product, and then what they do is they try to sell it at 20 to 30% over wholesale and use Venmo and all these things. And I'm going, doesn't anyone know that only 5% of the people, and I know the number is bigger, so I got to change it. 18% of the people in the world, personality traits, are sales types. The rest of the people are not sales types. So here's the best thing that I say to people on whether or not they're a sales type. And this is a personal question, Deb, so you don't have to answer it. But I just tell people all the time, if there's anyone that owes Deb money and Deb won't ask for it back, you're not a sales type. Because those people go, they know they owe me money. Why don't they just give it to me? Well, that's not the way human beings, not all personality traits are the same. So that's why I tell people it's easier for me to do the other route, you know? So not everyone's going to do this business like me or other people. But if I can get people in saying, all I want to do is put extra money in your pocket every month, and it can even be on a weekly basis. If I can get you to understand that you can move some of your buying power away from Walmart, Target, Costco, and Amazon. And the products have a 60-day money back guarantee, and they're premium quality products. Well, what are you selling? I'm selling an opportunity to supplement your income. I'd like to show you how to put an extra $200 a month in your budget. See, different language, different talking, different yes or no. And so the 95 are, let's do that again. The 80% of people that are not sales types all want to make money. And so it's you targeting that group of people, letting them know that they could check everything out for free, and that you want to introduce them to your friend and your business partner, Robert Hollis, and a group deal. And so did that help you a little better with your avatar?
Yeah.
Good.
Because I've just been going for the products this whole time.
Yeah.
But I did build, so I have my husband's account and I move most of our personal products through there under me. So that's the right, okay. Because yeah, I think
smart.
after a little while, yeah, it's like this is working so good.
And when you really do this business with intention and imagination, that if anybody in this industry, Deb, can imagine, and let me go back to sports. Do you have one sport that you like more than another?
I like a lot of sports. I play tennis and
tell me your favorite
basketball.
sport.
Yeah, I love to watch football, but I love to play tennis.
So do you have a favorite tennis player?
Not anymore.
Okay. So the thought that I wanted to get through to you is that if you were going to build, here's the analogy that I always use. I haven't done this in a long time. So let's say that we were going to do a couples tennis deal, right? But I don't fill you in with all the rules. I just say, Deb, you need to find people that can play tennis. We'll meet a month from now, and we'll both bet $10,000 and the winner takes all. Okay. And the difference between me and other people is when we show up, I show up with two people. And it's won a tournament. And so I just found the best people and
Robert,
told
repeat yourself. You froze for just a moment, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to everyone using what I say, and everyone I'm going to reach out to, I'm going to go, hey, I need a favor. What's up? Who do you know that's a really good tennis player? I don't know, but I know Greg knows. So I call Greg and he says, call Jill. And now I'm at the country club. And I bring two people that have won in tournaments, and you show up with one other person. And you go, I thought that you were playing. I suck at tennis. I'm here to win the money. And it's like, that's not fair. No, I told you to bring people to the contest, the tournament, and we're going to play. I didn't say I was playing. That's the way I think about this business. Every day I'm looking for people that was as hungry as Robert Hollis was. I had.
And you froze just again.
Okay. I have no idea what to do about that.
Just keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So did you understand what I was?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
so the new one that I've been doing, I did that video the other day, was, I don't remember the title, but it was about recognition. That really, really took me for a tailspin, because there's personality traits. That's what got us here. There's personality traits that could care less about praise and recognition. All right.
Mm-hmm.
why not find someone that you can sponsor, Deb, that loves this stuff?
For sure.
So you're sitting in the audience crying, and people are going like, wow, that story was incredible. And at the very end, they go, you know, I just don't know where I'd be without Deb Carlson. And everybody's like, what? You see what I mean? And then another person comes up and gets an award, and you're crying. And they say, man, Deb is the best sponsor on the planet. That's what I believe people miss in this industry.
For sure.
They're out trying to sell product instead of trying to find people that that are on their knees like I was, begging for a chance to do something different. I just knew I couldn't make money as an auto mechanic anymore. And man, what a blessing. What a blessing. So I hope that helped a little bit with you understanding who you're looking for.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
But you just have to find people in a niche. I can just open it up. Ask, yes, that's
because we what's really unique and this is not me dreaming or imagining. This is fact. Never in the history of me being alive, I'm 62, are there 87% of the people right now that have jobs that would rather do something else. Now I'm 62. In my 20s, when I got in this industry, there were people that when I talked to them, they said, I'm right now in college. Well, what does that mean? I'm going to complete my degree. I'm going to get a job for a Fortune 500 company, and I'm freaking done. Boy, try to find someone say that today. It doesn't exist anymore. So there's a lot of people out there that here's the most dangerous avatar that you can find, the best you can find. All right. Find people that were making above average income with above average lifestyle that no longer has it. I don't know if Coach Bob is on here. Restaurant owners still haven't recovered.
Yeah, I had a drive-through coffee stand, and my landlord did not renew my 10-year lease. My business was making over, triple six figures the last year, and he would not he was new, 5 months old. He had bought the property and would not renew my lease. So, and it had been hard from COVID on, and I had made it for 10 years. And so I'm in a position now where
I'm talking to my target market.
Right? Yeah. So I was making the money. But yeah, I never really cross promoted my customers to this business. I just kind of kept it separate, but yeah,
now let me help you with what you would say to all those people that love you, Deb, and you love them.
Exactly.
You go, I don't know if you know, of course you do. I wasn't able to renew my lease, and now I'm trying to find another way to serve people.
I love that.
And I would like to introduce it to you because I know that you would know people that need this. So you're asking them to glance at a video, get some knowledge about it. So maybe they'll want to learn from me, or you can put me in group chat, and then I can tell them how they can help other people.
That's awesome. Yep.
So now you're not asking them to buy a damn product, and you're not asking them to get in a company to become a distributor because they're focused. Now, using that approach, Deb, you're going to find some sharp people that are going, come on, Deb, this is bullshit. Tell me why you're doing this.
I have found those.
Yeah. And it's like when you say that, it's going, listen, I don't know how to replace 300,000 a year, but I found a person that does.
Exactly. Okay.
So did that help you?
Very much, Robert. Thank you so much.
You bet. You bet. You bet. You're going to crush this, Deb. Holy cow.
Thank you. Well, with this alignment,
Yeah,
the
you
sky's
will.
the limit. Yep.
Where do you live?
I'm in Washington State.
Okay.
Yeah. And the time freedom that I want is not aligned with the money freedom yet. So I have this time freedom that I've never had in my life. I raised 5 kids and, did all.
Wow.
So, but right now I have this time freedom for the last like probably 6 weeks. And it's like, it's a little bit hard on me because I'm not used to that.
What's Deb do? What's Deb doing? She's running around her house again. I have no idea why she does that.
No. So yeah, no, I'm ready to take off with this. So it's always been in the back burner, and working a business that was open 7 days a week took a lot of my time.
Yeah.
So this is a whole different.
You're gonna tell a story very, very soon from the stage, Deb.
I'm ready for that.
And you're gonna talk about, unfortunately, this thing that happened was a silver lining. Right? And it's because I can't imagine how good your people skills are.
Thank you.
Because you got to practice them every day. I can feel your energy. You love people. And man, you're a superstar, no doubt.
Thanks, Robert.
You bet. Everybody give Deb a hand. That is cool. Woo!
Deb, thank you so very much. And go, go, go. All right. Last one on the books I see is the DD, as in DD Aston. Go ahead, open up and please share, DD.
Hi, everybody, family. I love you all so much. I'm like Deb. I never listen to the radio. I don't know the news. Don't ask me anything. The only thing I'm listening to is Robert Hollis, whether it's the YouTube. So yeah, I help to get on those higher numbers because I have you on repeat. So the one thing I want to say a couple things. First to Please. Kai, I have seen Jerome share. I've seen Mike Felder share. And when I see people share, because I've already voted for you the one time, then I go vote for that day. So just know that we as a collective unit are sharing and pulling you forward to number one. Okay?
Yes.
So tell that to Kai. And then Robert, you said, I don't know if you were kidding. Maybe you weren't kidding. Assertive? You said, am I assertive? And I posted a comment because what I said was, where I see you being assertive is when we, this family, holds on to negativity.
Oh, yeah.
When we stay negative, when we latch on, and when we tell you our truth, and that truth is bullshit, you very much can get assertive. And I wanted to say that. You've done it to me, you've done it to Lisa, you've done it to Bill. You can get assertive, buddy. You sure can, and I love it. I love it.
now I'm humbled and honored by that statement. Thank you, Dee Dee. That means a lot. Because like Matt said, golly, that I said this before. If you guys always would say this to yourself, the professor in front of the room doing 9 times 0, 9 times 1, and gets all the way down and makes one mistake. Man, we do that to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And you get in our asses about it.
Yeah, but I do it too. So I know that I've said this to the family, and some of you have done it to me, and all our family reunions that we have here a couple of times, where you guys will see me slip, right? And you're like, "What the hell was that? What was that?" And I'm going like, "Yeah." So I love that kind of love. That's what it is. It's when you're around a group of people that you love and you care for, and we all care for each other, then we should be allowed to be able to nudge each other.
Yep.
Not.
today's my daughter's birthday, and my grandson and I are sitting in Target parking lot because we didn't pre-plan. And so it was just seconds before time for this. And I jumped on and bought the thing, and we came over here, but we needed to wait 2 hours, and he's in the back kind of getting squirmy. And I'm like, stop slinging the bullshit, okay? Just calm it down. We didn't plan right. And so, Robert, you help us in your love for us, help us give to other people. Don't sling BS.
Thank
Right?
you.
We
I
didn't
love you.
take
I
care
love
of the
you. I
gift.
love you.
And so I wanted to say that. And I thank you. And even the conversations that I have in my head, as I am a tree hugger, as Bob said, and I know what attracted me to my daily choice was the purity and the efficacy, and not the money at all. I mean,
Right.
I'm more like the conversations you have with Sandy. I already
Yeah.
make money, right? I want to make way more. I want to make way more. And
Right.
so, like you just said to Deborah, finding your tribe is important. And you've done that with Sandy, because we're
Yeah.
like holistic, kind of kooky grannies over here.
What I
so-
think is what I think that we're figuring out too, as we all learn this stuff, right, is like I just said to Deb, what if you had one of me on your left, one of me on your right,
Yeah.
you personally enrolled them, and people go, wow, you know, I can't believe it, Dee Dee. You make $1 million a year. What do you do? I make $1 million a year because I found 2 people that wanted to do that. And the rest of the time, I do what I want to do.
Yes, yes. When you just said that to her, I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So, you know, that's the way to look at this thing. We got to go after, for a lack of better word, labeling, but it is cool to find the sharks.
Yes.
That see the amount of money that's made. They know they can work with me. They know they can go to work, and they just thank you all the time. You people in this on here that listen to this live or recorded, you can be my Sean Hennigan.
Yeah.
And you got to believe that. So Sean Hennigan has got to be the biggest whale I ever met in my life. He could give a shit about money. But he introduced me to this, and it's impacted millions of people.
Yes.
Wow. So that's that story that I know you guys have heard me say, where, you know, someone like Joel Osteen dies and goes to heaven, and his dad had the church and his grandpa had the church. So millions and millions of souls were saved. And now he gets a little place, and it's a couple of, you know, suburbs away from the big castle where God lives and Jesus lives. And he's like, who's got those places? Up next to you. Oh, you know one of them. And he goes, really? And they go up, knock on this door, and this beautiful elderly lady comes in and goes, hey. And he goes, oh my God, you're up here? And the guy goes, yeah. She prayed for your grandpa every day. She prayed for your dad every day. And she prayed for you every day. The reason all these souls were won is because she was the lady that took care of the church, that always prayed for all the people.
Yes. Amen.
Damn.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I love that story. I love that story because, you know, as we all do these personalities, you know, someone's going to go, well, you know, it's pretty obvious why Robert's successful doing this stuff. But why wouldn't everyone think, no, with imagination and an emotional level, please allow me to attract and connect with one of these people, because it's a win-win. These people have been dreaming their whole life about the cars they're going to drive, the vacations they're going to take. They have work ethic that's just on a different level. Like Matt said, Where do I get my energy? I've been mastering this skill for my whole life.
Amen. Amen.
So thank you, Dee Dee. That meant a lot to me. That made my night.
You make our night. You make our day. Thank you very much. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Ty,
Thank you.
we're
I love
pulling
you. I
for
love you.
you.
Love you. Yep.
Love you.
All right, Dee Dee, thank you so very, very much. And that's it for the Inner Circle today.
I do have one quick story to tell.
Go for it, Robert.
Okay. It's imagine a young boy in the backyard. I watched this on a video. And he was just sitting there, and his dad opens up the window to the kitchen. He goes, "What's up?" And he goes, "I'm bored. I'm just bored." And he goes, "No, you're lacking imagination." And the kid went, "Explain." And so all the father did is explain what he did when he was that young boy. We did this, we built forts, we went looking for frogs and insects and stuff. And he goes, we drove around on our bikes and we did this. And you could just see that boy being bored, saying that he was bored, and he just lit up instantaneously. And I just thought, man, the universe wanted me to see that. It's like, no, you're not bored. And I used to tell people, I still tell people all the time, it's like, you're not in a rut. For those of you that don't know what a rut is, that's when you're driving usually on a gravel or a dirt road, and there's ruts and your tires get stuck in the ruts and you can't get out. And the definition of a rut is a grave with the ends knocked out. If you're just consistently in a rut, duplicating the same stuff over and over and over and over and over and over again, there's only two things that can happen. You're either 100% fulfilled and met all your goals, and then I would tell you maybe just leave the steering wheel alone. But if any of your 5 areas of your life are not where they need to be, you're going to have to find a way to jerk that steering wheel. And when you jerk that steering wheel, that's the uncomfortable part. Because when you try to get out of the ruts, it's pretty freaking scary if you've ever been, you ever been in them. It's like, man, our Model X, we live in Montana, and the semis on some of the roads have just wore, grooves in the asphalt. And man, that thing had wide wheels, very wide wheels. And you'd sometimes be in the ruts and it had a wider stance than most cars. And it would just go like this. It would just like, trying to correct itself while it's in the ruts. And that's spooky. So when that feels uncomfortable, a lot of you don't realize that the reason that you feel uncomfortable is because you're in the freaking rut. If you just focus long enough to turn it really, really slow to get up on the berms, feels more comfortable. It's a smoother ride. But a lot of us are stuck in the rut, just duplicating the same stuff over and over again. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing about all your guys' personality traits and how we can design those. Next Inner Circle, maybe we can dive into some of the people's personality traits and then actually give them a game plan of how they could go after that group. And Matt, if you don't mind, we will save that for next Inner Circle. Because like Matt said, you know, we can take your personality trait and put it into AI, or you guys could do that. I mean, golly, you know, Matt's teaching you all the.
I'll give him like a conversation that I had, and I'll share it here so you guys
Okay,
can,
good. Craig, why don't you?
Just copy after it. Let me see. We post so much in the chat between all of us. Like, where is it? There it is. So this is one I did. I just asked like what the top traits were for like network, what would be a good network marketer or whatever. But if you take this conversation and just keep asking it some questions like about your personality or how you could market or anything like that, it might be beneficial to you for sure. So I'm gonna link it in here.
Thank you, Matt. I'm glad I remembered.
Yeah, no problem. Me too. Yeah, and I think as far as like going over people's personalities and helping them, I think it's a great idea to do that next week, because then it'll give the people that didn't take the test time to take it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to deadline you guys, but next week it'd be nice if you over the week.
Hey,
got
we
the
don't
test
give
done.
we don't give
So,
all the homework too often, but
we don't.
Yeah.
But I think this is homework that you'll enjoy. Don't go into it thinking it's going to be a bad thing. Like I said, go into it going, I'm going to learn some great things about myself. So
I'm going to figure out my gifts and my talents, what made me a miracle, what made me unique, that I'm grateful for, and how I can use what my gifts and talents are to get me to where I want to be. I want to make a decision to do nothing all day. How many of you know for a fact? I just think that was a neat twist on words, because I know if every one of you no longer had money as an issue in your life and you were secure, had a nice roof over your head, plenty of food, you were taking care of the people that you love, and just everything was clicking for you. I know for myself, I don't have the luxury of doing nothing, because there's just too many things that I love to do. But now I don't have to do something to earn money. Are you guys following me? It's like, so there you go. So Craig, close us up. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Wow. What a phenomenal inner circle. And thank you, everybody who participated. Melody Ryba, Coach Bob, Kai, Deb Carlson, Dee Dee Aston, and thank you for watching. Thank you to Matt Hollis for also contributing to a lot of what's going on today, as well as being our foundation, our executive producer, and of course, Robert Hollis. Robert, bless you, my friend. Thank you for being our GPS to success, our guide, our mentor, and that's it for today's Inner Circle. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Ask Me Anything starting at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on the Hollis channel. It's Robert Hollis and Unlimited Wisdom. You can go to roberthollis.com/YouTube to go and find us there. And then, of course, join us as part of either the Imaginators or, well, no, you guys, never mind. I don't need to tell you that. You're already a part of it. What am I meaning here? You're both part of Imaginators and
Craig, you're just such a professional. That's
get on a roll, you know.
Craig Jackman can't stop being Craig Jackman. That's why I love him, man.
Love you too, my friend. All right, so until next time, everyone. Oh, to save the chat, there's a lot of great information in the chat too. You could either wait for a little bit and I'll post it below the YouTube video, or click on the 3 dots in the meeting chat that's next to the title of this chat, of this Inner Circle. Then click on Save Chat, and it will download to your computer when we finish. Got it? Good. All right.
I love watching Peter and Linda. Where's my connector? Where's my connector?
There they are. Peter showed it.
You bet.
All right, until next time, everyone, be good to yourselves. Be cash. Bye-bye. I'm going to go ahead and unmute so we can all say so long for now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Thank
This
you.
was the best
Thank you,
show.
everybody.
Thanks so
Love
Thank
you
you,
much.
all.
John. Thank you,
Kai,
Bob.
best
Thank
of
you,
luck.
Kai.
Thank you guys for everything.
Love
Thank
you,
you,
Don't
Robert.
forget to vote for
Milo.
Kai.
Yeah,
Love
vote
you
for
Thank you,
all.
Kai.
Rue. Thank you,
Plug
Matt.
in.
Thanks,
Oh, the
Matt.
Plug in.
Dee Dee.
There's the plug.
Peter and Linda. Peter and Linda. Peter and Linda. No, I'm kidding.
Plugged in. There's the plug. Thank you.
Oh,
Hi, Diane. Nice to see you.
Hi, Matt. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Melody. I love you. Love you. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you, Robert.
Arlene, David, Jamie.
Thank you, everybody.
Think I got everyone. Good night,
Take
Craig.
care.
Thank you, Matt.